rest of Will Zalatoris' 2022 season has been thrown into serious doubt following an unexpected turn of events. During the BMW Championship in Delaware, Will Zalatoris pulled out of contention with a back injury following a shot at the third hole. Despite several stretches with the aid of the PGA Tour physio, the fast-rising golf star could not continue with the competition. According to the 26-year-old golfer, he would have to seek the assistance of his trainer and medical assistants to keep the back pain subsiding while looking forward to playing in Atlanta. Will Zalatoris' injury would, however, be his second career injury, as he was at the receiving end of a wrist injury back at the 2021 US Open. Sadly, his withdrawal means he can only collect $30,000 for the last place, with no FedEx points. That has to hurt for the golfer and all the fans that expected another amazing outing right on the heels of his PGA Tour win. We thought this would go differently, with the FedEx Cup playoffs off to a blistering start when Patrick Cantlay also successfully defended his BMW championship. However, the FedEx Cup final weekend is finally here at East Lake, and the best players are set to battle for the crown. Scottie Scheffler leads into Atlanta after the world #1 player reclaimed the top spot through a top 5 finish at the BMW championship. He has a 2-stroke lead over Patrick Cantlay and 3 strokes over Will Zalatoris. Of course, we can't rule out the real threat that other strong players like Max Homa, Rory McIlroy, and Cameron Smith, as they all race for that $18 million prize money. Will Zalatoris has now officially withdrawn from the FedEx Cup final, leaving huge doubts about his future in the game. Welcome to Golf Links. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel to get updates on new video drops. Will Zalatoris' injury hasn't been the only drama we've seen in the last few weeks. Only a few days ago, Will Zalatoris finally clinched a PGA Tour win after many years of it slipping through his fingers, despite receiving the Arnold Palmer Award in 2021 as the PGA Tour's Rookie of the Year. The American youngster should have a few more PGA Tour titles, but just couldn't close the deal. His first historic win on the tour came with some serious drama, especially within his own camp. Zalatoris never realized that it wouldn't be won alongside his longtime caddy and best friend, Ryan Gobles. What led to Will's caddy and best friend, Ryan, being fired dramatically right in the middle of the Wyndham Championship after the two have had a successful run since 2019? The somewhat minor issues and media attention on the golf course with his golf clubs and balls were starting to spill over into his friendship with his caddy, Ryan Gobles. The two have always been like two peas in a pod ever since Ryan took up the role of caddy for Will in 2019. Many thought that this partnership would go on throughout his golfing career, but all good things must come to an end. Unable to find a common ground for their issues, as communication became even tougher, Will Zalatoris had to make a tough call. The American golfer chose to fire who he had called his longtime friend. While giving reasons for his decision, Will Zalatoris noted that a couple of rough months together with Ryan Gobles were beginning to affect their relationship. He added that for the sake of his pursuits, he had to make a hurtful but necessary decision to fire his longtime partner. This was just 2 rounds into the Wyndham Championship, and so his coach, Josh Gregory, filled in as caddy for the weekend. Eventually, Will Zalatoris put a call in to veteran caddy Joel Stock, who would see him through the PGA tournament to an amazing finish. On his part, Josh Gregory believed that Will Zalatoris needed a change, and most importantly, he urgently needed tons of smiles, so he supported this move. Maybe this change was what the golfing star needed, as he finally clinched a title he had been chasing ever since he first qualified for the PGA Tour. On the 14th of August, 2022, the 2-time major championship runner-up dusted off his recent disappointments, kept his cool, and embraced the serene atmosphere at TPC Southwind in Tennessee to win his first ever PGA Tour event. After an obvious mishit tee shot on the 3rd playoff hole at the 2022 FedEx St. Jude Championship alongside temporary caddy Joel Stock, Will Zalatoris could only mutter to himself, "What are they going to say now?" Thinking he had lost his ball, he regrouped and found a way to win his first PGA Tour victory. Intriguingly, it was perhaps the most crucial shot of his career, as the amazing golfer secured an early birthday present with a playoff win. This time, there was no denying him a playoff victory. The San Francisco-born golfer shrugged off the challenge of Sepp Straka to win the FedEx St. Jude Championship. His success in Tennessee shot him to the top of the FedEx Cup standings, while dropping Scotty Scheffler to the second spot. Will Zalatoris also moved into the top 10 in the global golf rankings, where he sits comfortably in the 9th spot. Will Zalatoris' journey to his first ever PGA Tour win has been a long and eventful one. At the Masters tournament in 2021, Will Zalatoris could have caused a major upset, but narrowly ending up a stroke behind Hideki Matsuyama meant that the San Francisco-born golfer would only settle for the second spot. For a debut, this was an impressive performance, but Hideki Matsuyama came ahead as the first Japanese golfer to win a major. 2022 has turned out to be one of the most magical years for Will Zalatoris, and we're only a little halfway through. At the beginning of the year, the 2021 Masters Tournament runner-up caught the runner-up bug one more time after a tie with Luke List for the first position at the Farmers Insurance Open in January. Unfortunately, there was only going to be a single winner, and that person wasn't Will Zalatoris. Left with a sudden death playoff to seal his fate, Will Zalatoris could not match the incredible exploit of his opponent, who shot his ball towards the first playoff hole within a single foot, only to make a simple tap. At the PGA Championship in Oklahoma, Will Zalatoris was on course to break his curse with a tie for the top spot with Justin Thomas. However, he couldn't match the grit of his opponent during the playoff. Sadly, he could only settle for the second spot again. Will Zalatoris' runner-up finish became his second in a major and third in 2 years. For many, that would be 3 titles missed, and for the golfer, that meant his relationship with his caddy was starting to crack. Barely a month after the PGA Championship disappointment at Southern Hills in Oklahoma, the American youngster was once again the talk of the media. He finished tied in the second spot alongside Scotty Scheffler, failing to keep up with the first-placed Matt Fitzpatrick at the US Open in Massachusetts. Being his third near miss in only 3 months and his second in a major tournament, it was at this uneventful stage that he became the subject of many unfair criticism, with many ruling him out of contention for a major or any PGA championship this year. His recent records may not be what he wanted, but there's no denying the fact that they were beyond impressive, so it wasn't surprising that the exceptional American golfer stood at the 14th spot on the World Golf Rankings by August 8, 2022. During his absence from the PGA Tour, Will Zalatoris will be recovering at his home in Dallas. The FedEx St. Jude Championship winner is worth an estimated $5 million. Thanks to an impressive career run, he has got outstanding endorsement deals too. Recently, Will Zalatoris has been signed to numerous sports-related brands like Players Group Management, FootJoy, and Titleist. In addition, the Dallas resident is in a mouth-watering partnership with Simmons Bank, UKG Inc., and Omega Watch. Sometime in 2021, Unisys Corp signed a logo contract with Will Zalatoris. We can expect to see some new endorsement deals pop up soon in response to his recent win, just as soon as his injury scare is out of the way. If online reports are anything to go by, the American national is currently engaged to Caitlin Sellers. Interestingly, the pair have been dating since 2018, when their paths crossed at Wake Forest College. Will Zalatoris has never spared any time posting the lovers' pictures on his Instagram page, telling anyone who cares that Caitlin Sellers had always been a supportive partner. Hopefully she's by his side as he makes his way through recovery.